This is the market that is just crying out for the right phone. The smartphone penetration rate in a country like Brazil is doubling every year. It's a huge market. And so as a developer, and a lot of you are, if you want to get into the 6th largest economy, this is a fantastic way to do it.
What's going to give you guys, what's going to give Firefox OS a better shot at success?
It's a translation of a current ecosystem. It's already there. And then ultimately, this is going to be complete irony coming from an operator I know, open always wins. I think you have to pick one extreme or the other. And I think you need full curation with the idea that this is really not going to be for everybody, and you're going to be a tastemaker for a certain set of people. And I think ultimately, as the smartphone technology spreads globally, and I know sometimes it's hard for us to think about that, because there are a lot of people who have never actually seen an iPhone in their hand. But I think that only really, if you're going to have that full curation, that curated experience, that's not for everybody. Because you can't pick and choose what is best for 6 billion people. You really can't. The problem maybe with Android, and I'm not going to make a statement, I'm just going to make a suggestion here, a modest suggestion, is that it's only halfway. The problem is it's partly curated. The web isn't curated. The web is completely open. And so it does work for everybody. And yes, there are some problems with the web, but the same problems that you're going to have with the web, to some extent, that you're going to have here, but mostly you get the benefits, and it is a very high ROI.
So this is not a Mozilla phone, really. This is an HTML5 phone based on open standards. And we're not asking you to make applications for the Mozilla phone. We're asking you to make mobile HTML5 applications. And this is why, really, this project will be successful, is that we don't have to go and bootstrap a new app ecosystem. The ecosystem already exists. It is the mobile web as we know it today. Because if you're somewhere in Brazil or somewhere in the developing world, you cannot afford those high-end smartphones. So simply, there's a huge opportunity. There's a lot of people who right now have this kind of like flip phones, these old feature phones, and they're looking to upgrade for a smartphone. So simply, this is a big business opportunity. At the same time, although, though, it's the opportunity for Mozilla to impact the most amount of people. If you were to try to make an iPhone killer phone here in the US, there's a certain amount of people who might choose that over an iPhone if you build it really well. But in the end, if you compare the volume of like selling some like high-end phone here in the US that you can obtain with like the volume of phones you can obtain in Latin America or in Asia, it's simply a very different game. If you look at all these previous approaches, some of them were actually really great products, and I actually used some of them. Really, where they all fell down is that they were trying to bootstrap a new ecosystem from scratch.